Welcome back. You know, fibermaxing has certainly become quite the trend. You may have seen or heard about it online, on social media, kind of been everywhere at this point. We've got nutritionist Kara Swanson joining us here to talk about the trend and how to make sure you're doing it right. And this is something that we've talked about before, but we really want to make sure that people are doing it right. We'll get to that part in a second. For the people who are just now joining us, they've never even heard of it. What is fibermaxing?
Yeah, fibermaxing is essentially, it's this trend that's been going on, but it's adding as much fiber as you can to your meals, which is good because most Americans, 90% of Americans aren't getting enough fiber in their diet. So it's a good trend, one that I'm excited to see, something that I've been talking about for a while, but we want to make sure, like you said, that we're doing it correctly.
Exactly. And so I always feel like to know what the right way is, sometimes you have to know what the wrong way is. So what is the wrong way of doing it?
I love that. Yeah, so the wrong way is going from 0 to 60 grams of fiber in a day. So our body will be just over inundated with the fiber. You won't be able to process it as well. And that's where you're going to get the uncomfortable, feeling of bloated, even constipation, lack of energy. And that's not what we want. We want this to actually help you feel good.
And that's so important because I feel like a lot of us, I know I've been there before too, just in terms of you get into one of these things, you want to do it quickly and you're feeling really inspired about it. So how do you do it the right way? I imagine you kind of have to ease into it some.
Yes, so you want to ease into it. So start with 5 grams of fiber a day and then continue to add on. If you start to feel uncomfortable, just go back to where you were the day before until your body adjusts, because then that's going to help aid in digestion. It's going to give you energy. It's going to calm inflammation, just help you overall feel good.
So how do you go into like 5 grams? What exactly does 5 grams even look like in terms of a meal?
Yeah, so you could start with some oatmeal. So you can measure that out to maybe a 1/4 cup or 1/2 cup of oatmeal. You can add some chia seed to your breakfast. You could add some beans.
That's a good idea. Okay, I like that. I like that. And so just very, very small steps. You don't have to overload on anything.
Right.
But in general, what are some good sources of fiber? Maybe even some that people have never thought about.
Yeah, so oftentimes when we think of fiber is only found in plant foods. And so when we think of plants, oftentimes we just think of vegetables, and that does have a good source of fiber, but it's also legumes. So chickpeas, black beans, lentils, it's whole grains, potatoes, brown rice, quinoa, nuts and seeds also carry a good amount of fiber too.
Now I'm going to circle back. I'm going to be a little different here.
Okay.
So you mentioned earlier that you can become bloated because of fiber, which was something that I guess I hadn't really thought about. It makes sense, but explain how that works.
Yeah, so when you have fiber, it ferments in your gut. It feeds the good gut bacteria, and if your body isn't used to that, it can create bloating. The flip side of that is once your body adjusts to it, the bloating goes away. So fiber is a good thing, especially with digestion, but if you overload your body, that's where it can cause the bloating at first.
That's smart. And that's something that's very important for all of us to know. So let me ask you this. For anyone who's trying to get more information on how to do this right, how to be very careful with fibermaxing, or maybe they're just trying to find you because you've got so much good information out there, where can they find you?
Yeah, I talk a lot about fiber and how to add it in the right way. So you can go to my Instagram at Kara Swanson or my website, lifewelllive.fitness.
Perfect. Kara's always got some good information for us. Thank you, Kara.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You bet.